Yes, yes, yes. Afternoon, people. Afternoon. Bit later than normal, but it's here. It's the Armory Transfer Special. You know, I have my headset on, but it's plugged into the wrong laptop, so I don't know what I was thinking, guys.
Good, it's good.
It's all right, man. No, I would never have known.
No, even noticed. But yes, Canners, how you keeping?
I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I'm good. And see,
Yeah.
we still got the remnants of the last night's stream in there, man. That was so big yesterday. I have to say,
Yeah, man.
Arsenal's
I
top
enjoyed
10 African players. Love that.
It's a
That
shame
was
you couldn't be on
heavy.
there. I know you voted
Oh,
in that,
listen,
but it was a
yeah,
good show, man. Proper good show. So
it was,
yeah.
man. It just brought back so many good, fun memories of certain players that we've had,
Mm.
and seeing people's kind of opinions of them and stuff. But it was good, man. It was
Definitely.
good.
Did you do what I did? Did you go on like a little wormhole down, seeing old clips? And I've forgotten some of the goals some of the boys have scored. So like Adebayor's flick against Tottenham, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Kanu's as well.
When you see that one, then it's one of those ones. As much as I hate him, that goal was levels,
and it was meant as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You saw everything, the touch, everything was. Yeah, he knew what he was doing. That ball came in. So
But
yeah,
it
boy.
was just like, and then when you look at Kanu's reels, the only other player who probably tops him for a top 10 of goals is probably Bergkamp. You know what I mean?
It's
like,
style of goals. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For style of goals, stylish goals, ridiculous goals. Kanu's up there, man, and it's just ridiculous. But hey, you know me and my Chris Ray boy, I was loving his goal. Listen, I'm gonna put this out there, right? In terms of that run that we went through for those 10 games, do you remember it was like 10 games? We were on a run, like winning pure games, like 10 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
The importance of his goals for that run was just ridiculous. I mean,
I'm gonna have to watch back a Premiership year.
Listen,
I remember bits of it, but I can't remember how.
Yeah, even in the Charity Shield, in the season after, he scored against United. Listen, the amount of goals that he scored that were important goals, not your fourth in a 4-0 win or your second or whatever. Nah, he got like the first goal. I mean, 1-0 against Wimbledon, 1-0 against Bolton. Listen, Chris Ray, man. Listen, he wasn't the best. But the importance of his goals.
The importance,
can't be underestimated. You know what I mean? Undervalued, man.
You lot are historians, though. You lot truly remember things. I love it. Like you lot truly remember what the date, the time, the scoreline, what minute. Like I rate you lot highly. So, but yeah, man. So let's get into today. Let's talk about the present. Again, we could talk about the past all day, and the past were good memories. But it's all about the future. Arsenal linked with a few players again today. One seems like it's gaining some steam. We're going to get into that in a minute. But this morning, I think everything was kind of aimed around Jonathan David. Do you know much about the player? Thoughts on this one?
Well, I've watched him a couple of times, and what I have seen is that he's very mobile, very, very mobile. He's kind of like in the same mold of your Lautaro Martinez kind of player. You know, that low center of gravity, kind of like short, good with his feet, and both feet as well. I can see where the rumors are coming from, because he would fit into our system and how we want to play.
Do you while you're there, do you feel he fits in as a number 9, or is he just a player that can play anywhere, kind of in them 3 positions behind the strikers? I don't see him as your out and out striker for Arsenal. How we play, he's more. I think in Leicester, it might suit him being on the last man, using his pace to get in behind. But at Arsenal, I don't see him as that player. But I still would like him as one of our 3 behind. I think he could give a lot to us.
Do you know what you're saying there? He can play. I think he could play anywhere across the front 3. However, that's the thing. I think what Arteta does want really is really like a focal point centre forward, and I guess that might be the thing that kind of counts against him. But he is industrious. I remember I was on another show with Jake, etc., and we touched on his heat map, and it was all over the pitch. He's very comfortable with the ball at his feet, and that's the kind of thing really that Arteta wants. Players that are ultimately comfortable with the ball at their feet and bring others into play, and that's what he does.
Yeah, I think that element of rotation, isn't it? Like we've seen it, Lacazette comes in deep, Odegaard moves
And
out to
that's
the
what he
right.
does. Yeah,
Tierney then almost like a left wing, and Martinelli ends up as the central point. So
correct.
I'm pretty sure, anyone we go for is going to have an element of being able to play anywhere
Yeah,
and be fluid. So
that's the
not
word,
too sure.
fluid.
Yeah, and again, not too sure how heavy. I do think Vlahovic is still our main target in that position, but I think it's if we don't get him, it's him or Isaac are the ones we probably look at next. So I'm not going to write it off, but we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
it's interesting because you got to think to yourself, if you're you put yourself in the player's shoes. If you're second choice and you know you're second choice, are you happy with that?
That's true. It's true.
So
Very.
the thing is, if they are going for Vlahovic, they better get him because the thing is that if they don't get him, then they try and go for Jonathan David or Isaac.
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't know. There might be it might be issues there.
Yeah. True. And I think it depends on where you're coming from or where you're going next. Because I think someone like the Buendia Odegaard situation, I think that was quite similar, isn't it? And Buendia probably thought, well, I'm not really favoured here. They obviously want Odegaard before me, so
Yeah.
I'm going to make my choice and go where someone wants me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I think we're definitely in for a striker. That's all I keep saying, and not sure which one we're going to get, but we're definitely getting one. One of the four we've been linked heavily with. So yeah, it's positive.
4?
It's positive. Yeah, well, Calvert-Lewin is kind of there's rumours. I don't think we're heavy for him, but I do think he's part and parcel. Sorry, I
That
just got
wouldn't
to throw this on
happen
charge.
in January. Put it that way.
No,
That won't
definitely
happen
not.
in January. That's how I think the ones that could happen in January is your Isaac, Jonathan David, or Vlahovic. Yeah, the thing is I hope we do everything we can to get Vlahovic because for me, and I think with the way that Arteta wants to play, he'll be the perfect person really to occupy that position. And it's the same way I think City are pretty much favourites to get Haaland as well, because obviously that's the way he Pep wants to play.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
Cannon
Neil.
FC, hope you're well. Yeah, man, appreciate you coming on the show yesterday.
Yesterday is big.
Yeah, hopefully you'll be back on soon. Hopefully we definitely get you back on anyway. But right, let's move on to some other links. So obviously we're not going to speak about Vlahovic again because it's there every day at the moment. Nothing really major has happened with that. But reports in the last say half an hour to an hour, it's Arsenal looking like we're going to make a move for Arthur from Juventus. It's going to be a loan deal to the end of the season. Not sure if there's going to be any clauses in that, but it looks like we stepped up the approach for him. And yeah, it looks like he could be an Arsenal player, but in a few days' time. So thoughts on Arthur? Yeah, tell us what you think of him.
If this happens, I'm happy, bro, because I tell you a point where I first saw him and I thought to myself, oh my god, this guy is decent. When Tottenham played Barcelona in the Champions League at Wembley a few years back, I watched him in that game, and he took the absolute mick in that midfield that day. If you ever get a chance to just have a look at him or whatever, but just watch the way he plays. It was controlled football. They couldn't get the ball off him. He was brilliant, and I was really surprised actually that Barcelona let him go to Juve. But listen, I think if we have a chance to get this guy, wow! Listen, the ball retention on this dude and his passing range, and he is naughty as well with some of his tackles. He can get naughty. Listen, I'm excited. My only thing is that I've heard that the deal would just strictly be a loan, and it wouldn't be an option to purchase, which is, in my view, disappointing because I'd like to have an option or a mandate or whatever for us to buy him because I feel he's still young enough. And if we can keep him fit and get him going and get a good run of games, we'd see the full value of him. The only thing that tempers me with him is that it might, I don't know, we seem to have some hex against us for January signings. And Yeah, and I'm just hoping that his body will keep up and he won't get injured, because coming into the to Premier League, coming from Serie A, is a huge step.
Definitely. And I think with the loan, I know what you're saying. Again, if he does really well, obviously we could then potentially go in and put a bid on the table, which hopefully Juve would take if it was something serious. But that to me spells we want Ramirez. He is the number one target for midfield. But a report did come out and say it's going to be extremely difficult in January to get him. So I feel this is a loan that's like get us through the season, and then we go back for our number one target in Ramirez. I do think that's the one we really want long term.
Yeah,
However,
I
if
think
Arthur comes in and does really well, we may stick with that.
yeah.
But I think it gives us that little bit of wiggle room, doesn't it?
No, great. I mean, the thing is that if the player wants this loan deal to happen, it will happen. That's what I feel, because I don't think Allegri trusts him as much, that much. And if the player really pushes for a loan move, I can't see it. Allegri really standing in his way, because he's not really been utilised as
he's not one of the main players, is he? So
exactly.
Definitely. We've got a message here from Cannon FC. Would guys have rather kept Ainsley Maitland-Niles over Arthur? So I spoke about this. I'm going to go quickly and let you take it after. I spoke about this yesterday about, yes, it's a like-for-like replacement, one midfielder out, one midfielder in, but it's the quality level. So for me, Maitland-Niles couldn't dislodge that Xhaka, and this is not about Xhaka, how I feel about him, but I feel we need better in that department. So Arthur coming in would almost drop Xhaka into the Maitland-Niles position, and Arthur should be the starting next to Partey, and that's how we should be looking at that position. Anyone coming in has to be better than Xhaka, rather than we compare them with Maitland-Niles. Like, I feel we need to go better than what we got.
No, I agree with what you said there, and I think he is a Xhaka type player, but he's more athletic. His ball retention, and he can go past players as well. And I just feel that as long as his body holds up, that's my only reservation with him. The quality's there. It's just about his body and whether or not he can, deal with the rigors of the Premiership.
Yeah, and he's saying hopefully his ability is going to counterbalance with his height.
I'm sure he's about 5'9", 5'10", isn't he?
Yeah. Which again, I know what people are saying. The Premier needs some physicality, but you watch the Ruben Neveses of this world, Moutinho, they're not the biggest of guys, and they dictate. Tillemans isn't big at all, and he dictates the midfield. If you got the ability, then it can counterbalance the height 100%. For me, I'm all for it. I think these are the kind of players we need. Do you know what I mean?
It's a big player, because I mean, yes, his career has stalled in the last year to 18 months, but he's a big player.
He was sought after when he first came to Europe, and again, that move. I remember Barcelona fans were not happy with the fact that Barca sold him and took Pjanic in return. Like, that was one of them crazy transfers. You think, have they really done that? They gave away a young player and took old Pjanic. Like, Cannon SC's back again. He said he's 5'7".
5'7", but hey, do you know what? I don't mind that.
Cazorla was smaller than that, and Cazorla dominated.
Cazorla was 5'5", 5'6", wasn't he?
Yeah, he was tiny. We've got no issues there with him. And just quickly, a couple of outgoings before we wrap up. It looks like Kolasinac is going to be on his way out. Again, I don't know if that's going to be end of season. Yeah, it's just said they're in talks, but I don't know if that's going to be an end of season deal, because obviously his contract expires, so they could be talking now just to get him signed on a pre-contract at Marseille. But I'm hoping Arteta would just probably say, look, let's just take him now. We won't charge him a fee.
So just take him on loan.
His wages. Take his wages on from now and then keep him. Also, Pablo Mari looks like he's going on loan somewhere in Italy. I feel there is a team in Brazil who is still after him, but I think Italy looks like the destination.
Yeah, I heard Udinese, and apparently they're trying to agree a fee as well.
So that might initially, I think some teams were looking at loan, but maybe Udinese may put a transfer bid in. So, do you think Mari going leaves us light? Obviously, naturally left-footed in the centre back position. We have got other centre backs, but not left-footed. So,
I think we've got enough there still. With us being out of the FA Cup, that's one less competition, and obviously the the Carabao Cup comes to an end either this month or next month.
Yeah.
So
And again, that's only an additional one game.
2 games.
Yeah,
2-3 games.
Yeah.
Possibly 3 games. So really and truly, it's just after this month. Next month, if we get through this semi, it's the league.
One game a week, really, and honestly, nice week. So
so really, I think we should be able to, barring a really bad, I know of COVID, and you can't legislate for that sometimes. But I think we should be all right.
Yeah, and the last one, which is kind of gaining some traction, is Nketiah to Crystal Palace. And again, I think it depends on, I think they're after him. The talk is end of season, he potentially could be going there on a free. However, if Mateta goes back to France, who Palace have on loan, then they'll look to bring in Nketiah like in this January window. So
I don't know. I mean, that's when Arteta's saying that he's staying with us. He's under contract and he's staying.
Yeah,
and he seemed quite adamant about that.
Yeah. So, what's your thought? Do you think if a bid come in for him, we just cut our losses and say, "Let's go then," because you're going to go on a free season?
I'm kind of conflicted with Nketiah, but then I'm thinking to myself, there's a player in there. There is. I kind of feel that there's a player in there, but something seems to be kind of like stopping that player coming out. I don't know what, but I could just see him at Crystal Palace absolutely smashing it, So it would be interesting. I don't know, man. I think with the levels of what...
Go on, sorry, carry on.
I was just going to say, with the levels that we want to get to, is he that level player?
Nah, it's funny because I'll actually be tempted. Obviously, me and you both play Football Manager, so we know how these deals can run. Him leaving on a free, so be it. You get 6 more months out of him. Is he going to do that much in 6 months? Probably not. I'd almost be tempted to say you could have him for very little, 2.5. We're going to get some money for him because he's come through the academy, so there will be that Bosman fee of whatever it is.
Yeah.
However, I'll probably be more tempted to say, give us a couple of mil, but in there, I would want a sell-on fee and a buyback clause, because if he does go there for 2 years and rips it up, then actually installing a 30 million buyback or 20 million
Palace
buyback
would
might
just
be
say,
more
you know what? The thing is that
wait.
Palace would just say, okay, forget that, we'll wait then.
But you never know, because for them, it might be a benefit. I take him now for 6 months. Again, if we put a buyback in there, they're probably not expecting to get 25 for Nketiah in 2 years' time. Do you know what I mean? So at least we have some sort of element of control in the deal still, rather than you leave him there for 6 months. He may play 80 minutes of football in them 6 months. Do you know what I mean? He might not play much, and then he walks out on a free. At least you've got some element, because I look at the Gnabry situation and think we've really missed the trick on that one. Do you know what I mean?
We got killed on that one with the player that he is now.
That
one hurts
in place, and earning a little 20% when he gets sold later on. Or do you know what I mean? Because even that could end up being more. You might sell him for a little 2 million now, say, but actually a sell-on clause of 20% could then increase your money again later on down the line or whatever. So I think there's negotiation tower. For me, he's not going to be that missed if we was to sell him in January. As much as you not know, I cape for him sometimes. I do think he is a good player. However, if money comes in for him, you take the money, because he's gone on a free at the end of the season anyway. So you take the money for me.
It's just also, I think what they're trying to do is, I think once these couple of players go, i.e. your Kolasinac and maybe Omari, Maitland-Niles is already gone. Then I think once that's all established and rubber stamped, then I think we'll start seeing actually players come in, because I think they're obviously looking to make sure that everything's all kind of balanced, really, that they're not, stuck with these certain players.
Definitely.
So positive signs.
Definitely. Right, let's get to the last few comments before we wrap up. Evening. We're very handsome, we know. He said
hey,
happy
Keith.
take
What's happening,
David.
Mate? Are you good?
Most of the Arsenal's here. Silver Fox is loving our background still. Yeah, we're gonna keep on.
Yeah, man, that's still blowing up.
Did you just quickly before we get to the comments? I'm going to ask you if you saw what happened earlier in the Cup of Nations. It was brilliant. Canon FC said there's links Tillemans to AFC. I don't reckon that will happen in Jan, but maybe in the summer we may go. I definitely feel we need that sort of player between him, Gamirez, Ruben Neves. They're all very similar, and I love
that.
That
Would be a naughty transfer.
That one signals business, don't that? We mean business.
Yeah.
We're coming for a rival's best player. Like that's a big club move if we get him. Yes, afternoon DWTT. Hope you're well. He's also saying hello to the chat and Mr. Silver Fox. Mostly also saying, all right, bro, to you.
To Canon
Okay,
FC.
Gary, good. Okay.
All good. The chat room's having a chat.
Yeah. So here we go. This is what I was talking about. Oh, hold on. Arsenal fans talking midfield, talk Basuma first. Everything else is a step down. Yeah, that one's gone really quiet. And even with the Arsenal fans, we was going crazy for Basuma in the summer. And it's kind of gone quiet on that front.
Here's the question, though.
Fans.
Here's the question. Basuma or Arthur? Who would you have?
Long term or just Basuma because it's long term. But I do feel Arthur's the kind of player we need because we got Partey. It's hard. Like, do you know? But this might be the best time to strike for Basuma. He hasn't had the best of seasons. Like, last year he was ripping up trees. So actually, this might be a great time to go for him. Or has that kind of put Arteta off him? Do you think actually?
The thing is, though, I think
one season wonder.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with January signings, it's so hard because obviously a team like Brighton, they want to cement their position where they are possibly getting to Europe. Okay, so they're still in and around that, and to do that in in January, you're gonna have to play an absolute premium to a Premiership club to get one of their best players out from their club. And I think a summer thing, basically, transfer will probably be the best scenario for that. And it might work out for us that we get Arthur now until the summer. If there is an option to have Arthur permanently, if it's successful, then it might be a case to pursue that. However, if it doesn't go according to plan, then we go for Basuma in the summer.
Definitely. And just with what I was talking about earlier, he said AFCON ref remembered he left the stove on, game over on 85th minute. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. Oh, man, I've been mad with work.
Okay.
What happened?
It was absolute madness, and it was I've never seen nothing like it. So I think it's Mali and Tunisia playing. Mali were winning 1-0 down to 10 men. 89th minute, the referee's blowing the whistle for full time. It didn't even get to 90 minutes. And he blew the whistle for full time. So he didn't, not even dead on 90. It was 88 minutes and like 20 seconds or something crazy like that. And he blew the whistle. So the Tunisia players were going and manager was going crazy. There was a red card in the game. So he didn't even allow for 30 seconds of the red card or anything. Substitutions, he didn't even get to 90. So if you blow on 90, it's bad. But he didn't even get to 90. It was 88 minutes or 89 minutes.
So I wonder what the repercussions are there. There must be something in that.
I've never seen anything like it. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens after that. But yeah, literally the 89th minute, he blew the whistle and called full time. So,
that's really bad, because obviously, we're kind of like, like trying to kind of promote the whole kind of African game, etc. But this brings it right back. Look, I don't remember it, but I just remember, you kind of watch those World Cup documentaries and stuff, and blah, blah, blah. But I always remember this one. I think it was from the 1978 World Cup, right? When I can't remember. It's one of the African teams have made it, maybe Zambia or something like that. And they were playing against someone, and they had a free, and the other team had a free kick against this African team. And the guy just ran out from the wall and kicked the ball away. It's like, what the fuck?
It just sets us back, don't it? It sets us
I know,
back,
you kind of think, come on, man.
Yeah,
come on.
It really sets us
you
back.
You got the whole world's eyes are on you. And it's like, come on, just let it go smooth. But hey.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens from that. But yeah, who knows? He'll probably be refereeing in the Prem in the next few weeks. So, but guys, on that note, we're good. Canners, it's a pleasure as always. Guys in the comments, again, pleasure. Thank you everyone who was involved in the top 10 African players meant a lot to us that you all joined in, and yeah, meant for a good stream, and we're looking forward to do more like that in the future, most definitely. So, Canners, as always, a pleasure, as I said just now.
Bless.